meetings from the 300,000 members of London and Eastern region of Unite, the biggest region in Britain's biggest union. First of all, every time a Tory speaks about the cuts, they attempt to blame it on the left. So every time we speak about the cuts, let's make it clear, these cuts are the responsibility of the bankers and the market failure, the free market policy in the last 30 years. And that's also on every occasion that we talk about the cuts, talk about what they really are, what they really mean to people, what they mean in terms of cuts in disability living allowance, what they mean in terms of closures of schools, 250 Sure Start centres, 500 libraries, and as the FT says today, 1,000 toilets. The cuts are monumental. Think of the cuts in benefit as a freeze benefit, and then they move them to CPI instead of RPI. Think of the cuts to pay that are coming across as we have years and years of pay freeze and pay rates going up below the rate of inflation. Another important part of the battle going forward. Now, comrades, I want to say some thank yous. Thank you to the student movement. Thank you for the inspiration of the student movement that showed to all of us that after 6 months of defeatism, that the impossible is possible. Let me say thank you also to UK Uncut, who are showing social media, new ways of campaigning are not an alternative to direct action, but are the best way of fighting often, and that direct action can come out of new forms of media. So thank you to them. Thank you to the speech and language therapists in Southwark. Our members, only 30 of them, but showed that when you fight, you can do fantastic things. That when you take strike action, you can be an inspiration. And that when you take strike action, you will have the support of your union, you'll have the support all the way, and you can galvanise movements, you can galvanise the public to understand what's going on with our public services. So thank you to those wonderful people that have been on strike already and are fighting that campaign. And thank you to the people of Tunisia and Egypt. We've shown very clearly that the people united really will not be defeated. Now, the question we have though is how do we build our movement? How do we build a united movement that is going to win? And the first thing I'd say, because I was hearing the debate about councils, the first thing I'd say is you unite the people that need to be united, all those that are prepared to fight and battle against the main enemy, and that we don't have restrictions on who we include, apart from racists. Anybody who wants to get involved in this movement, in this battle, I welcome them to that movement. That's why I'm support as well. Whether it's right to work or policy resistance, those that want to fight should be part of this movement. Now, in our union, we're trying to do our level best. We had a conference last weekend. 420 of our best activists, our best members, met in the Conway Hall to see how we can take the movement further. And let's be clear, it's not easy. This is about how you begin to relate again to your members, not thinking about whether 4 people can come on the march on March 26th, but how do you get your entire workplace active? Your whole workplace understanding what's going on and ready to do battle and ready to fight in whichever way you need to. Now we're thinking of all sorts of ways. Now all I'll say is at this point from Unite, we'll give the leadership. Our General Secretary, Les McCluskey, myself as Regional Secretary, our officers, our Regional Committee will give the leadership. But let's be clear, you're the leaders. You're the real people who will do the difference, will make the difference, through your imagination, through your boldness, through your broadness in involving people. That is what will determine whether we have a winning movement or we don't. Now in the days ahead, there'll be many forms of battle. It will include strike action. that include marches. Every day of the week we've got marches, and let's not forget the Valentine's Day gathering in Downing Street on Monday. There'll be many, many different forms of action, but March the 26th is an absolutely key moment for us. Can that be as big as our imagination says it can be? I believe it can be, but only with your efforts, our efforts, being bolder than you ever thought of before. Already, there are more coaches booked, this might amuse you, more coaches booked than were booked for the Pope's visit. That, she told me, is rather important. But we need more than that. We need coaches, we need people in their tens of thousands coming from every community in our land. We need hundreds of thousands coming from London. We need to be campaigning relentlessly, day in, day out until then. And by the way, I welcome the fact that the London Labour Party is calling on every councillor and every MP in London to be part of that march and campaigning. So, comrades, we've got a big battle. It's going to be hard. We've got to use our imagination. But it's a fight that we can win and we must win. There is where today